So I hope you tuned in to the first part of the warm-up and the setting of intent. And now we're ready to begin the asana or movement part of the series. So coming in now to the front of the mat for a good Surya Namaskaram, sun salutation. Remembering always in this practice and in any practice, if something is hurting, don't do it. Remember, it's the anti-yoga. So there are optionals for everything. Don't get discouraged. If I'm doing something that doesn't suit your body or that hurts, please come into something just easeful. Just replace that part that doesn't suit you with something that you know is helpful for you. And then come back and join when the time is right. So coming in to Tadasana, the mountain pose, getting those feet nice and firm, nice wide toes. And remember that really nice thing of grounding to the earth, tree roots into the earth before you start doing anything else. Just take a minute. And when you feel rooted, we can namaste and begin. Exhaling, inhaling, reaching out and up. Pause a minute to really just give a good reach. And when we're ready, we're actually going to start with the crescent moon first. So first we're going to take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. So take your right hand to the left wrist and bringing it over to the right. And as you do this stretch, regrounding the feet and remembering not to tilt down towards the earth, but to tilt the breast area up towards the sky. And now see what you can do to open up the side of your body. Lifting the hip, lifting all those areas between the rib cage, lifting the armpit area, and breathing. Try to breathe somewhat normal. Coming back up, shake it out a little, and now going the other way, taking that left hand to the right wrist, take hold, coming over to the left, root through your feet so you can really lift, pointing the breast once again up a little. And I tell you, so many times people are trying to treat their back in life, and if we could really loosen these muscles, the long oblique muscles, the good old QL. So many of these muscles act like shock absorbers in the life of a human, and when they're tight, quite often that's why our back feels the way it does. So this is very healing. Just root through the foot, lift up, breathe into letting go of all that goes on the sides. Nice. Coming back up for the backward bend. And people can do this in different ways. I like to use the butterfly lock, locking the thumbs. You can also use your arms separate. Grounding through the feet, coming back. And remember to really protect the neck in this. I see a lot of people hyperextending the neck, dropping it back too far. And that, in my opinion, is not too safe. Leaving the arms by the ears and then lifting the body. Rooting through the feet so you can really lift the hips, lift the ribs, lift all those connections under your arms, and breathing as normal as you can. Such a good opener in life when humans do so many things with their arms forward. And slowly hinging forward, keeping the arms by the ears and slowly hinging forward. Flat back if you can, coming down and then let it hang. Shake that neck loose. Necks are tricky, so give it a second to kind of let go of that neck and hang. If you'd like to add a nice arm stretch here, you can slowly bring the hands back, making a basket with the hands and bringing them out over the head. lining up the tops of the fingertips with the tops of the toes. So you're in alignment here. You can bend your knees as much as you need for this. You can bend them all the way down if that's more comfortable. And then slowly, left foot back, left knee down. So we want to move back a little bit to where I have a straight line from that shin down to protect the kneecap. Dropping the head and then realizing if you need something to protect your knee or not. I like to have a nice little extra pad here. You can also use a nicely thin blanket, but protecting that back knee, and then slowly dropping the head. And we start in this position by focusing on the belly first, the whole abdominal area. And we do this nice breathing technique that is almost like the waves of the ocean. In the old text, this is called the Hatha, or the ocean of chi in the human belly. And so often this area doesn't get the movement, the circulation that it needs. So in this, you're dropping your weight into the thigh, and you're taking the left side of the belly, and you're inhaling, pushing it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, draw it in. Imagine what that does to the circulatory system that goes around the digestive tract, the organs, and then as well, just the emotions. We hold a lot in the belly, and this just loosens things up. Now we change the focus to the head, neck, and shoulders. Slowly bringing the shoulders back. You want to open that heart area any chance you get. So shoulders back, open heart. We're going to warm the jaw up a little bit. So some nice jaw circles. One way. And the other. Nice wide jaw circles. Good. All right, flattening the foot in the back now. Now, for those who want to accentuate a little more, you'll come up here. So if you feel safe with this, if you don't, stay where you were. If you feel okay with it, come up and first square the hips off a little. Take both the front of the hip bones, square them off, and then sink back down. Hands to the knees for support. You know, the interesting juxtaposition here is that below the belly button, you're sinking down towards the earth. But above the belly button, you're lifting up through the spine. So try to find yourself doing both of those things, sinking down, but raising up. For those of you who would like to add other optionals here, you can come into Akasha Bhujangasana here. You can do the butterfly lock or hands apart. Once again, sinking down below the belly button, raising up the heart towards the sky. If you'd like to try a few other optionals, you can also drop the hands. I like to reach the fingers towards the earth while you lift the heart up to the sky. You can also take each elbow behind the back. All these nice optionals to open up the chest and throat, arm muscles. And slowly releasing down. And now we're ready for front foot back. If you need to bring both knees back here into this position first in order to come up, please do. Otherwise, you can take that leg straight back. And now for downward dog, getting the feet parallel, and then it's like you're moving your bottom to a wall behind you. Just pulling the bottom back. And instead of hyperextending too much and sway backing in the back, let your back be a little soft. Almost like you're floating the back muscles just a little bit. Your arms are nice straight cables. Pressing the heels down as much as you're able. We're going to start with one calf at a time.
So bending the left knee, going to press the right heel down. And let's give a moment here to really let that calf muscle and the hamstrings enjoy this nice deep stretch. Give a check that your hips are squared off in alignment for this. And now switching, bending the right knee and letting the left heel come down. Once again, check that your hips are squared. And now going to both heels down. Once again, pulling the bottom back, letting the arms be nice and straight, and letting the back float a little bit. And now I'm going to give a couple different ways that you can do the dip. Different variations. You can do 2 or 3 of these in your practice. If you need to stay nice and easeful with your body right now, you can drop down the knees. Slightly aim your breast forward and then come down slowly, looking up a bit. It's a nice, easeful way to do a dip. If you'd like another variation, you can also come back and you can do what I like to call the swooping dip, where you raise up on the toes, slowly bring your bottom back towards your heels, and then swoop the chest down between with the elbows in. Keep your elbows in, swoop down, coming up into upward facing dog. Another nice variation is to come up, starting in the upper plank here. Arms are nice straight cables, trying to get your back nice and flat. And then slowly challenging yourself, if you want to, with the elbows in to a nice lower plank. Count to 3 or 4 or 5, 6 seconds, as much as you can. Up to the upward facing dog once again, opening the heart. Remembering this, to keep the heart open. And slowly back up into downward dog. Once again, anchoring those feet and hands, pulling the bottom back, float the back. And now, left foot forward. We began by doing left foot back. Now we do left foot forward. Take your time to get there. Remember to check the ratio from the knee down, so that you do not have too much curve here, putting pressure in the knee. And sink down in. Remember, we settle down for a minute and we let this first part be for the healing of the belly. We form the tide in the ocean of chi here, not only for the organs and the tissue and the muscle, but for the feeling. We've heard the term, I felt it in me gut, you know? And a lot of us do hold things here. So this is also sort of a prayer that things can flow here. You're inhaling, pushing the belly out. Exhale, drawing it in. Good, looking up. We add our last nice stretch for the jaw, shoulders back, and we utilize what's called the lion, sticking the tongue all the way out and looking up and breathing through the throat, stretching out all those nice muscles in there. Tongue out, look up.
closing down and deciding if it's okay to come up or not. You can flatten the foot and back if you feel safe with this. Remember to re-square the hips, coming down, hands to the knees. And once again, the reminder is that below the belly button you're sinking, but above you're raising. It's a nice juxtaposition. It really gets this inguinal area here, down into the groin, down the front of the muscle connections there. And a reminder of some of the nice optionals you can do. You can raise up and do the butterfly lock or apart and come back. Raising the heart and yet sinking down to the earth. If you'd like to do the other optionals, you can pull your fingertips down while you raise your heart. You could also take each elbow behind the back. Beautiful, releasing. Hands back down by the feet. Turn the toes under in the back and take your time with this. Some people can just swoop their foot right up. If that's not you, then take your time. You might do it in stages like this, or you might just come straight up. Whatever you do, parallel your feet again and get nice and stable. Hang for a minute. Let these muscles just hang loose. Shake the head loose. And slowly looking up first. If you look up first, it really helps you to bring your arms by your ears so you can learn to come up in a nice straight alignment if you like that style. Root the feet, and when you do, you can lock the thumbs or not, and one more backward bend. Lifting the hips, lifting the ribs, lifting the heart under the arms. And back to namaste. Take a nice breath. And turning around on your mat to lie down and to have a moment here in Savasana. After everything you've done, it's a nice warm-up all in itself. Take a nice breath on the earth and do what we call the pouring breath or the melting breath. So nice to remember that we are not as solid as we think. We go out in the earth, in our worlds, and we try to be so solid, but we're really, 65-70% water. So it's also nice to lay on this earth and take a breath and imagine yourself pouring into the earth, letting go of things. Good. Now we're going to come over in our practice to do the backward bending in yoga. So I like to use a pad about here. Now you position it in the place that's better for you to protect maybe the hip bones here, the pubic bone area here. So we'll begin the backward bends. Coming down, getting yourself positioned and protected. When you're ready, we'll come in for Bhujangasana, Cobra. Bringing the palms by the breast, and remember, not so much up here, but down here by the breast area, so that you can really open up your shoulder blades and squeeze those elbows together. See if you can get your right leg a little longer. See if you can stretch your left leg a little longer. Get your torso a little longer with your forehead down. And when you exhale, inhale, slowly come up. And readjust again, opening the shoulder blades again, squeezing the elbows together. Get a little length. The way I like to call this is to make the cobra, a little bit more alive with the breath. So inhaling, filling the belly. You'll notice it'll give your body that slight rise. And when you exhale, you just exhale. Your body will fall a little. You're not doing that with your arms. You're just letting it happen with the breath. Nice, rich abdominal inhale. Continue to try to open the shoulders and squeeze the elbows. Now we move towards what I like to call the swan, where we do a breaststroke forward, the arms forward, raising the legs and coming back. So you're trying to keep your legs as straight as you're able, and your arms, and you're resting on the pubic bone area down there. Interesting, good thing about yoga is that it also involves a little bit of weight training. So right now I'm using my back muscles to be able to lift my own body. So helpful. So I'm doing a nice little weight training program here, lifting my own body, breathing. Good. Slowly lowering the feet, bringing the arms forward for Sphinx. So this is like the pause of the Sphinx there. So get yourself situated in the back there. Lay down those paws. Shoulders open. Nice open heart. You're pulling your shoulders back, but your heart forward. Your elbows are out about halfway. The paws here are parallel. And then see what you can do to get the longest torso you can. Right now I'm really pulling my belly button as far forward as I'm able to get strength, length. Use your breath. And in a couple of these breaths, just see if you can really let go of the belly. Yes, you're using strength to pull it forward, but at the same time, you can also soften the diaphragm into the earth. Now swimming back one more time into what I call the swan, swinging the arms back. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, lift yourself. Use your strength to lift your arms and lift your legs and breathe. Good, lowering the legs, clasping the hands above the bottom if you're able. You could also do the elbows if that feels better to you. Otherwise, the hands, and open up that heart. The feet are on the ground, but you're opening up the chest as much as you can. Use that deep abdominal breath again to add life to it. Fill up the belly. Coming down slowly, touching down chin, nose, forehead, all the way to the forehead. Drop the hands, and we're going to turn the cheek to one side. So important in yoga to also enjoy the in-between times where we let go. We do the work, and then we do the release, the hatha, the union. So now just see if you can release. You let go of your shoulders. See if you can release your neck a little more and your cheek. And what's really nice here is that here we are with our heart flat on the earth. It's rare that we would be in this position, so it's a nice time in life to take some breaths, and on your exhale, see if you can loosen up
and release that tightness that we can get around the human heart, around the lungs. Soften it. Now let's go the other way. Measure with your forehead. Turn down your forehead to the earth again. And going the other way. And once again, let's check ourselves. We hold sometimes in life when we don't even know we're holding tight. So check yourself. Loosen your shoulders. Loosen your cheeks and your neck. And one more time, take this nice, rare opportunity to just melt your heart and your lungs down, softening them with your exhales into the earth. Good. Now we're coming back to continue working on our backs here with our chin up on the mat here. If you can do your chin on the mat, that's great. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can find an alternative here with your forehead. If your cheek feels okay and your chin feels okay, come on up with it here. And now we're going to work on kind of this lower segment a little more on the back. So the palms come down onto the earth. Shoulders down, palms down. And we're going to work now first with that right leg. We're going to extend out through the heel of the right leg. Raise that leg, but don't raise the leg so high that the hip comes off the ground. You're going to leave your right hip on the ground. Raise the right leg. Point the big toe straight down to 6 o'clock. So twist that big toe like it's pointing straight down to 6 o'clock. And now pull that heel out. I mean, as long as you can imagine getting that right leg. Reach it out. Stretch it out. Let's feel that all the way down the hamstring. Lengthening all those leg muscles. And then you can raise that leg a little higher before you drop. And then just give a nice good hip wobble. Just give a nice wobble side to side. Good. Let's do the other side now. Concentrating on the left leg. Raise that left leg, but not so high that the hip comes up. Leave the left hip on the ground. Twist the back big toe straight down to 6 o'clock, and now pull out. From the inception here of that hamstring all the way down to the calf and the Achilles, pull out, lengthen. Now you can raise that leg a little higher before you lower. And wobble. Take the hips side to side. It was a half Savasana, half locust poses. Now we're going to go to the full locust here. And you can use your hands to help here. That's why the palms are down on the ground. First, I'm going to turn my toes under and raise my knees. And then you can work to raise both legs. And once again, this is beautiful weight training. You're really using your body to lift your body, which is strengthening these strips of muscles here. So press down through your palms, raise up, twist your big toes down to 6 o'clock, keeping the chin down. Now, if you need a break, please take it here. If you don't, you can come into the full forward boat, bringing the arms by the ears, pulling out, reaching up. Use your breath. You're trying to keep your legs as straight as you can. And breathing. Length. And if you need a break, please do take it now. If not, you can come straight into Dhanurasana, the bow. I'm going to take my ankles and get grounded here. And first I'm going to get my arm cables nice and long and open my chest. And after that, I'm going to try to see how my body feels about lifting a little higher here. If this is a bow that works for you, Dhanurasana, enjoy. Try to get your knees a little closer together. If this bow does not work for you, then you can enjoy the side bow. Coming on one side, bending the underneath knee, laying your head down soft, taking the top leg. You don't want your knee to be raised too far off the other knee. So you're going to grab that, lower the knee a little, and bring it back. Slowly pulling that knee back. Opening up the top of that quad. Such a good stretch. And then, of course, you would do the other side. So lowering, turning over, switching sides. Lay down the head. Slightly bend the under knee. Take hold of the top. Lower the knee a little. And bring it back. Stretching the top of that quad all the way out to where it insets. And releasing. If you were one that was in the full bow, you would be here. And then we'll come down slow. And wobble it out one more time, hip to hip. This is where I like to really add some deep abdominal visceral massage here. It's a rare thing to get that deep circulatory massage going in the abdomen. So this is where we could make two different fists. And if this suits you, you can give it a try to explore with it. Give it a try. You make two fists, and underneath your body, you're going to go under, down low, either side of the pubic bones, and you're going to push open down in the crest of the abdominal area. You would first look like this underneath your body down here. Then we move the fist here, and then we move them here. So it's a 3-tier massage. You're going to start down low. Now, you can stay down low and do what we call the washing machine here, where you just go back and forth with your hips a little. I'd like to add a little more, raising the feet and raising the torso and learning to sink into your own knuckles there. You just let it sink in. Get that good circulatory flow going in there. And then when you come down, you can wobble. And now up a little higher, either side of the belly button. Give yourself a minute. Get it placed right for you. You can stay down low and wobble, or you can come up. I'm going to come up with my feet and head and let it sink into those muscles and tissues and organs. Coming down, give a wobble. And then one more place right up underneath the diaphragm. So let's get your knuckles as much as you can comfortably and press them underneath the rib cage as much as you can. So again, I'll come up and I'll let it sink in. Such a powerful place here. Imagine all that goes on here, right? The stomach and the liver, the bends of the colon. On the left side, the spleen, the pancreas area. So much happening here. Blood flow. Come down and wobble. Good. Removing the hands. And now we're going to release all that with a good cat-cow, side-side. So coming up slow, position your knee pad. I like to put my knees right on a pad here. And then forming a nice equilateral box. And then we'll begin to release with the cat. So that's a nice high arch back. Arch that back up nice and high. If you want a little extra, always trying to help the glands in life, you can tuck the chin right into the thyroid again while you do the cat. Your knees are about shoulder width apart, so are your hands. Reaching those tight back muscles straight up to the sky. Good, and then we release that into the cow. In the cow, we just drop that back into that nice arch, looking up, opening the heart. So you roll those shoulders back to open the heart and the throat. And then other than that, you soften. Remember to let the belly hang. Don't hold the belly tight in that. Let it hang nice and soft while you look up and open your heart. Begin to the cat, arching up. Squeeze the thyroid with your chin if you wish. Lifting those back muscles. And then the cow. Once again, looking up slowly. Arch the back. Let the belly hang soft. Good. Now we neutralize the back. Nice flat tabletop back here. So back into your nice squared up position here. Now we're going to do a little work on the sides again with what I call side. Moving the bottom to the right, and then try to look at it. Try to look at your right bottom there. And what you're seeing is a big squeeze here in the whole side area there. So the kidneys and the adrenal that sit right on top of the kidneys and all those side muscles, not to mention the colon there. So this is a beautiful way. Sometimes a good squeeze can be just as healing as a stretch. Good little 10-second hold here, and then we'll go to the other side. So neutralize again in the middle, and then move your bottom to the left and try to look at it. Give it a good squeeze. Squeeze that left kidney and adrenal, and the oblique muscles and the QL muscle. And now we do the slight tapping. Once again, glands respond really well to being tapped. And since most of us blow out our sweet adrenal glands in life, it's nice to try to give them a nice little refurbishing, a nice healing. So it's left to right here, looking left, looking right, tapping. And now we release the whole thing back in a child's pose. So if it's better for you to do a traditional child pose with the arms back, Asana, you can do that here. If that does not, if you can actually add here the forward child's pose, I find it very healing for loosening up the back arm muscles all up into here to the rotator cuff. So you choose what is best for you. If you choose to do the forward Asana, you can press down through your hands, walk them away a little bit, press down, and you're also pressing these muscles down here. Pressing your heart down. So I'm pressing down and pulling back. And now I'm going to slowly come up and roll that spine up vertebra by vertebra. A nice curled roll up like those unfurling fiddle ferns in the spring. Good. And now we're ready to begin some forward bending. So I'm going to prepare by bringing a pad back here. And if you are somebody, then it would be better for you to be up on a slightly up on a blanket or a pillow. Please do that.
First, we're going to just shake it out a little bit. So coming up here and kissing the soles of the feet together, moving close to those heels as to your comfort, taking hold of the feet, and just give a little bounce in the butterfly. Let's go the butterfly. We can bounce it out a little bit. This bounces out some muscles and some connections there. Also get some of these lymph nodes here. So bounce it out. And then we're going to slowly come forward. So you can use your feet here like a lever. You can leave them close to your body to come forward, or you can move them out a little bit. Moving the flesh back a little bit. And then we'll slowly come forward. Heart first, belly button first. So it's like you're slowly coming down. Belly button first, heart first. And now remember, down for you might be right here. Down for somebody else might be here. This is not a time to go over your edge. Right? If you offend the body by being in pain, that's anti-yoga, right? We're trying to make friends between the brain and the muscles. Right? So don't go past your edge. Find what your edge is. And then the real, to me, beautiful work of this yoga is asking the question, does your body trust you? Does your muscles trust what you're trying to do? If so, then you're doing some beautiful release work. So don't go past your means. Find what is your place, sink into it. For those of you who can come down a little further, I like to do namaste beyond my feet as far as I can, stretch them out, because it really, once again, stretches the muscles back here into the rotator cuff. So come down as far as your body allows and just take some good breaths here. Good, slowly coming up. Now this is one of those nice roll-ups where we can once again be like a fiddlehead fern, rolling up slow, nice curl back. Good. And then stretching the legs out in front for some nice forward bending. So once again, deciding if you need to raise up a little bit or not. Pulling the bottom back, getting that flesh out of the way. We're going to start by bending the right knee up. Give a hold of that knee for a minute. Just take hold here, pulling your spine up. And then checking that the extended leg toe here is pointing straight up to 12. You don't want to let the foot flop. So letting the toe point straight up, letting this knee come down, pulling the bottom back once again. And we'll start namaste. Exhale. Inhale, reach straight up. And me really picking those ribs up. Really lifting up off of your body. Exhaling, come down about halfway. Pause to inhale, reach again. And come on down. And again, don't ruin it by fussing about how far down you are. That's not the point. The point is what your brain is telling the muscles. So if you're up here, just drop your head down loose and drop your hands wherever they need. If you're down here, come on down. Wherever it is, get on your proper edge and just let the brain tell the muscles that it's safe to let go. Good. On your next exhale, slowly look up. Arms by the ears. Inhale, reach a little. Exhale, begin to come up. Reaching out the whole way. Drop your chin. Reaching up. Good. And exhaling, releasing. And we'll go to the other side. If you want to shake out in between, you can just, I like to grab the back of my thighs here and just roll a little bit on those bottom muscles in between. Good. Bringing back out, pulling the bottom back out again. This time, left knee up. Taking hold of the knees again. Remember to lift up to the crown, not the chin. And let this knee drop to the side. The sole of the foot is by the knee. Move the bottom back again. And one more time, check that the extended leg and the toe are straight up. Namaste. Exhale. Inhale, slowly reaching. Reaching up, up, up. Exhale, coming down slow. Pause halfway and reach. Exhaling, coming down. Do not worry about how far you come down. Don't get in any fight or flight or worry about it. Don't fuss. Just come on down. Find your edge. If you're here, drop your head and release into it. If you're down here, come on down. Deep breaths, releasing and letting the muscles know that it's safe to let go. Slowly, after your next exhale, looking up first. Arms by those ears. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, coming up. Reaching out again. Coming up. Reaching up. And releasing. Like to once again give a little shake out. You can grab the back of your thighs and roll it out a little bit. And now you can choose what would you like to do for your full forward bend. Moving the bottom back, you can do it here in Paschimottanasana, feet together, legs together, or you can do it in Konasana, nice and wide. I'm going to choose this style tonight, and you can move once again, thigh in, bottom out, thigh in, bottom out, toes up to 12. Namaste. Exhaling, inhaling, reaching up. Lift those ribs up. Exhale, come down about halfway. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Don't worry about how far down you come. Come on down. Find your edge. For those of you who can come down to the earth, I like to bring my palms into Namaste and bring them out. Once again, to always get this stretch up the back of the arms, up to the shoulders and the rotator cuffs. Wherever you are, enjoy releasing the muscles. See if you can soften the muscles. They're already getting the stretch, so it doesn't help to hold the muscles tight. See what you can do to soften. Now, at the end of your next exhale, looking up, arms by the ears, inhale, reaching out, coming up slow, pausing to reach up, whatever position you're in, coming into a comfortable cross-leg position here to release the arms out in what I like to call the angel. It's a really nice stretch to come out with your arms to the side and then pull them back like outstretched wings and tilt your wrist back, tilting your hands back. This really opens again the carpal tunnel area and the whole heart down the arms. So breathing and opening. Tilting those fingers back as far as you can out of the wrist, pulling the arms back, pushing the heart forward. Good, and releasing. Nice. Now we're going to come back here to a laying down position. We're going to figure out a few more of these leg stretches that we're going to enjoy. And then some of us will come back into Sarvangasana shoulder stand from here, but we'll also give optionals for people who are not coming into shoulder stand. So coming down onto the earth, flatten out and get comfortable. Pull out your bottom a little bit so you're nice and comfy on the ground. Take a nice breath and do the pouring, melting down, settling breath. And we're going to finish up with a few of the leg stretches. And this one I found so important for the iliotibial band. The band that kind of comes from the ilium here, straight down the side into the edge of the tibia right in here. So this is so important so many times in life. Being a massage therapist, what I find is people come to me with knee complaints, and it isn't really about their knees. It's about this IT band pulling them, making things uncomfortable here or here. So doing the nice pigeon really helps that. So raising the legs up, slightly bending the knees, and then we're going to take the right foot over the left knee and cross right at the ankle. Probably seen this stretch. It's also in physical therapy quite often referred to as the 4-angle stretch. Now I'm going to take my right hand through the hole here. Left hand comes around, we grab the back of the thigh, and then we slowly start to put a little pressure, pulling that thigh and this knee towards the chest. As much as you can do comfortably without hurting. The other thing that I'm adding is that I'm taking my opposite elbow, my right elbow, and I'm pushing that thigh open a little bit to make the angle a little richer. You can see if that's something you can do. Taking your breath. Slowly seeing within your means if you can pull that thigh straight towards your chest a little bit. And now we'll release. And then we'll go the other way. Slightly bend the knees first. Now we're going to take this left heel over that right knee. And I'm going to take this left hand through the hole here. Right hand on the side. You're always taking the back of the thighs in yoga so that you're not putting too much pressure on the kneecap. And then I'm going to use this elbow to push this knee open a little bit in the pigeon or the angle 4 pose. You can see I'm trying to keep this angled alignment here. I'm pulling this right thigh towards my heart a little. So important. Once again, so often I find people so tight on these side muscles here down into the piriformis that they don't realize that it's causing other problems in other places. So this is such a healthy thing to do. Even if it's the only thing you can do today, you can lay in the bed and do this at the end of your day. Releasing slowly. And I like to shake out. I have found so much healing in the research that shaking muscles and veins is just as healthy sometimes as a pushing massage. So we do the road runner, which is this kind of running shake thing. So you see I'm keeping loose, right? Very loose muscles, very loose feet. And I'm sort of running, doing this little road runner thing. And the other beautiful shake out for the muscles and the tendons and the nerves and the fascia is this sideways shake. So now you see I'm taking the legs and I'm flapping the thighs sideways, and you can see the calf muscles and the hamstrings getting this good shake. Good. Now for some of you, you'll come in now to the shoulder stand series. If that's not something that you do in your practice, then remember that you can do almost everything that we're talking about just from this position here. So while we're doing other optionals, when we come up, you can stay right here, and you can do one leg at a time, like we will up when we're up in the pose. You can also mash down here through the hip in order to anchor, and you can take this leg out to the side and do a nice half split here. And you can do that on each side. This leg up, you can either hold the leg or not. You can anchor the right side, bring it down. You can also do splits here. Okay, so you can do all that work if you're not coming up. You can also, if you're not coming up tonight, do the bridge. You can walk your heels up, slowly coming up and seeing how much you can raise. Use the strength of these quad muscles to raise the hips up. You can use your hands down here. You can also, in the bridge, anchor with the strong part of your palms under here. So these are all optionals you can do in this practice if you're not coming up into Sarvangasana. Hello, Anora Nakai. And now, if you are coming into Sarvangasana, anchor your hands down, slowly raise your legs, and we'll come over, up and over. Take your moment to get your hands towards the back. Remember, if you're grabbing your side here, it's not very stable. If you can bring your hands to your back and walk your elbows close together, you can come up. So slightly coming up here and getting the elbows a little closer together, walk them down the back a little bit. You see I'm trying to get my chest as close to the chin as I can. So coming up, and first, I see so many people get so busy in this that they don't take a moment to enjoy just hovering upside down. I really revere the reason that this is prescribed so much in Ayurvedic clinics for depression, because you're literally anti-depressing here. And how often are humans upside down for a moment, right? To where our bodies can just depress. So just for a minute, don't try to be too straight, not doing too much action here. Just release, just hang out in this for a minute. Full breaths just to kind of hover and enjoy the experience. And now we can add some optionals. You can get your elbows a little closer together. Try to push that chest towards the chin a little. What you don't want to do is bunch up too much under your shoulder blades. Right now we're trying to use the earth to push the shoulder blades open. So it's okay to try to come up a little straighter. Just don't let that tighten back behind your shoulders too much. So let's shake out again. Road runner. Shake, 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 shake. Run, 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 run. So healing for the human body. And now sideways flap of the muscles. Yes. And Ornikai doing her yoga with us.
Okay, and then getting a little straighter here. Let's bring down one leg at a time to get that beautiful hamstring calf stretch. So leaving the left leg up, coming into a flex on both legs, squaring the hips, and bringing that right leg down. Now, when the knee starts to bend like this, you've come down a little too far, because what you really would like to have here is pulling out through the legs, nice and straight through the heels, so that you're actually getting that deep stretch down the muscles. Coming up slow. Good. Let's go to the other leg. Squaring off the hips. Start to pull out through both heels. Check your alignment. That nice deep stretch. Pulling out through the heels so that you're getting that deep hamstring and calf stretch. Up, shake it out. Nice little red runner. Side shake. Good. Those of you who would like to enjoy a good split, come into that now. Nice wide split. It's a good time now to redo your ankles. Nice ankle circles. You can do the fist and fan again. Tight toes. Nice wide toes, back and forth. Pull out through the heels. And coming up. Good, and now slowly coming down. For those of you who can enjoy the plow position, you're going to come down slow here. And I like to bend the knees onto the forehead for that nice massage. Feels good on the forehead to have that weight right now. You can place your hands here on the back. Just put your knees on your forehead if that's something that's easeful for you. And then we're going to slowly start coming down. I like to add a massage down the erector spinae here for this. So you can grab the back of your legs to do that massage, or you can grab the sides of the mat. And you can slowly come down and see I'm rocking left to right from the base of my neck all the way down my back. Left to right rocking. Left to right. I'm going to do that one more time just to get those tight back muscles. Start at the base of the neck, rock left to right, left to right. All the way down the base of the spine there. And now, just for comfort, you can just wrap your arms around the back of the knees and pull this in. Just take a couple breaths for the back to ease up. And now we roly-poly. For those of you who feel comfortable with this, it's so nice to do for the back. Coming up and back. Get a nice full spinal roll flexation here. Up and back. Nice roll all the way down that spine. Good.
Okay. A lot of times in the Hatha Yoga practice, you'll see that they suggest that there be a counter pose after certain asanas or movements. And it's usually something that reopens a place. And in this case, since you were in the shoulder stand, or in any of those versions. If you happen to have been contracting in here, now the counter pose is to reopen here. Many ways to do this. In traditional Hatha Yoga, quite often you'll see this asana, Matsyasana, the fish, as the counter pose, where you anchor your hands here. You can even sit on your palms a little bit, palms up, bringing the crown of the head down, opening up the heart, and getting on the crown and breathing. This is one way. Another couple of the very easeful ways to do a counter pose to this is to come into a comfortable seated position on the floor in a chair, to namaste, exhale. And as you inhale, you'll come up slow, open up, and you'll see that my fingertips touch the ground, but my thumbs are thumbs up. I'm twisting my thumbs up to the sky, and then I slowly open the heart and the chest and bring my head back as far as is comfortable. This is a very easeful way to do this counter pose. Another favorite, very easeful way to counter pose is to come back over a zafu, or a pillow, or a folded blanket. If you do this, remember to bring it right up to your bottom, and bringing your legs out slowly, and then very slowly come back on an elbow and an elbow till you're comfortable, and then guide your crown down towards the earth again. And I like to say to use your angel wings to see where you get the best stretch. Here, here, wherever it is for you. And then to relax into this, to really melt down. Let everything soften. Remember, if you're doing an asana like this, that you don't want to yank up by your neck when your neck has been open and vulnerable. So a way to release from this would be to fold your arm over, bend your knees, slowly turning your head, and then pushing up with your arms, the strength of your arms. If you'd like a little bit more of an advanced pose here afterwards, a couple good challenges. I really like this one for the quad stretch. Is to come back into the bent leg Matsyasana, bending the legs, and you'll see that I have my feet cupped open. My feet are together, but my heels are cupped open. So cupping open, opening the flesh, coming back very slowly onto one elbow, and then the next. And then slowly dropping once again back down on the crown. You're supporting yourself by your elbows, and you're keeping your knees close together, and the most you can, you're pressing the knees towards the earth. And yes, talk about a nice quad stretch. Another nice optional, if you would like something more advanced, is to come up and have yourself up on your toes this way, knees about shoulder width apart, and then you'll push your whole torso as if up against a wall. One arm back, taking hold of the ankle, other arm up and back, and then very slowly drop the neck back as much as is comfortable and safe for you, lifting the heart and pushing the belly forward. And coming down, releasing. Now we're to the section of the practice for twisting the spine. In this practice, it's called Ardha Matsyendrasana, the half spinal twist. So coming into this, once again, you might choose to have your bottom raised up a little bit, the back of the bottom there raised up, if that helps you. If not, flat on the floor, moving the flesh back. And we'll start by bending the right knee up, taking hold of that knee to help you pull your breast forward and pull up through your crown. Remember, not the chin, the crown. And then we'll cross the right foot over. And remember, don't pull that foot too close to your body. It's nice to keep it right by the knee so that you have plenty of room to twist. And check this front toe that it's straight up to 12 o'clock. The foot likes to fall a lot, which gets things out of alignment. So check your toe. So hands to the knees. Inhale, lifts you straight up through the crown so that I'm lifting my ribs as high as they'll go. And then I will exhale and twist to the right. I'll inhale again, right elbow around the knee, right hand
behind the back. So you are opening up that back right shoulder as much as you can. And a nice reminder for twisting is that it's okay when you inhale to really inhale and work things, to open the shoulder, to lift up. But I've really gotten a lot of wisdom out of learning to let go on the exhales. That a twist is nice to be sort of relinquished into, but not forced. I'm going to switch positions to show you this again. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. Doing your twisting when you're soft on an exhale. Seeing if you're twisting the shoulder, something for this part, and something for the lower back. If you'd like a little more, you can pick up this elbow, push the knee back. Some people like to lower that hand. Some people like to leave it up. Again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. Right about at the end stage, you can add a little nice organ massage by moving the belly in and out the way we've learned. So inhale, pushing the belly out. Exhale, drawing it in. Add some nice massage. And doing a nice counter twist, which is to release the arm, twisting the other way slowly. This time the right elbow comes around. You haven't moved your legs yet. You're just doing an opposite twist. Just to get that spine every which way we can. Good. We'll repeat that the other side. Get yourself comfortable. Move your flesh back. This time left knee up. Grab a hold of that knee. Inhale, lift straight up through the crown and cross over. Cross that right foot over, that left foot, over the knee. And remember to leave the foot somewhere right by the knee there. And hands to the knee, inhale, lift through the crown. Exhale, twist to the left. Do it again, inhale, lift. Right elbow around the knee. Left hand behind the back. Do what you can to open up. I'm going to change positions again so you can see better. Inhale, lifting and twisting. I'm relinquishing the upper spine, the middle spine, and the lower spine. And now I can do an arm optional, picking up the right elbow, pushing the knee back. Again, the arm can go here and twist, or here. I'm going to add the massaging at the end. Inhale, pushing the belly out, and bringing it back in. Any chance we have to massage all those organs and digestive actions. Good. Coming back around, I'm going to release this by going the opposite way without moving the legs. Pushing back, twisting, nice opposite twist. Good. If you needed something more easeful in your practice, you can always do the twist just from a simple cross-leg position, heel, heel. And you can inhale, lift up, twist, taking the hand to the knee, hand behind the back. So just to show that this is an easeful optional to that if it didn't work for you to cross your legs over. And now we do this nice closing down. To think of it as sort of an ancient prayer dance. It's called Yoga Mudra. Some of you know it well. If you don't know it, it's making a mudra with the whole body as a way to sort of seal in the benefit of everything you've just done for yourself in this nice holistic practice. So Yoga Mudra, I'm going to explain it and then I'll do it quietly together. So it's sort of a dance where you're starting here and exhaling, thinking about your life, and like all of us and like nature, how it goes in stages. And as you exhale, you're kind of feeling, if you wish, the bud stage of life coming out of the soil, like it happens in the spring, kind of the sprout. And then I like to feel this as the bud coming out, just about ready to bloom here.
And as I bloom, I like to feel just a moment of feeling the fruit in my hands, feeling the harvest of the things that I've created in life, and then coming down. This is just my version. You can use whatever you wish. When you do come down, it might just be right here. That's fine. It doesn't matter how far down. When you get down as far as you can, you form a particular mudra if you wish. You take hold of the right wrist with the left hand, and on both hands you're touching down the middle fingers to the thumb. I'll show you. You're taking hold of the right wrist with the left hand and touching the middle finger to the thumb. And then when I Om, that's the signal to come back up. Like I said, in my practice, this coming back up is just a really nice way to remind me of the constant nature of things always ending and beginning and changing. So let's do that together. Rounding and lifting, set your intent. What is this for you? What would you like to feel from this? Namaste, exhale, and begin. Very slowly, making your ascent. Releasing your hands. You can use a mudra or not. Taking a few breaths. You've done a beautiful practice, a holistic practice, a patient practice. And please, if you're able, you can end this part and then continue with the closing down, which will be really adding the finishing touches of Savasana and the brain retrainers that are really a good way to put a check on things and help change our minds. And then doing the healing breath work, Pranayama, followed by our closing breath and chant.